Hello friends, welcome to the session on amplifiers. In this session, we'll be discussing about characteristics of ideal operational amplifier. In this session, we will see what we mean by ideal operational amplifier. We will see the different characteristics of ideal operational amplifier such as open loop gain, input resistance, output resistance, bandwidth, and CMRR. Friends, you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel Learn with Prakash Kanale, and do subscribe to the channel to see more videos on the subjects of electronics and computer science. So we will start with what we mean by an ideal operational amplifier and what are the characteristics that are associated with the ideal operational amplifier. We know that operational amplifier is available in the form of an IC, and IC741 is a popular operational amplifier IC. When we draw the equivalent circuit for this operational amplifier, then it can be drawn as shown in this diagram. You will find that there are two inputs, non-inverting input and inverting input, and there is some resistance present between the input terminals. You will find that this amplifier can be considered as a voltage source, and at the output we have a series output resistance. This amplifier will require a three-terminal power supply, positive, ground, and negative, because the output of the operational amplifier can be positive or negative. The ideal operational amplifier is considered as an ideal or a perfect circuit where there are no resistive parameters. The characteristics of ideal operational amplifier are also ideal or also perfect. But you will find that practically we will not have any operational amplifier as an ideal amplifier, but we will need to consider many practical considerations. Therefore, you will find that the practical characteristics of the operational amplifier may differ from the ideal characteristics. But when we think of an operational amplifier, while designing the operational amplifier, we need to keep some goals for designing the operational amplifier, and these goals are decided as per the characteristics of ideal operational amplifier. So these characteristics are: ideal operational amplifier will have infinite open loop gain. Ideal operational amplifier will have infinite input resistance. In case of ideal operational amplifier, there will be zero input offset voltage. The voltage range for the ideal operational amplifier will be infinite. The bandwidth of the ideal operational amplifier will also be infinite. The output impedance or output resistance of the ideal operational amplifier must be equal to 0. The ideal operational amplifier will not suffer from the problem of noise, that it will have a zero noise. And in case of ideal operational amplifier, the common mode rejection ratio or CMRR will also be infinite. So friends, these are the ideal characteristics or ideal characteristics of the ideal operational amplifier, and these characteristics are tried to achieve whenever you go for the design of any operational amplifier. But as I said, in practice, we cannot achieve them as it is, but we may have a different values for all of such characteristics practically. We will see some of these characteristics in this session, and some of the characteristics will be discussed in another session. So let us go to understand what we mean by the open loop gain of the operational amplifier. Suppose this is a operational amplifier. Observe that to this operational amplifier, we have connected the positive power supply, negative power supply, and we have applied some input to the inverting input, and say non-inverting input of the operational amplifier is grounded. Now, when the operational amplifier is connected in such a fashion, then you will observe that there is no feedback component present between input and output, and therefore you can say that the gain of such amplifier is called as the open loop gain. So voltage gain of the operational amplifier is defined as the ratio of output voltage to input voltage. Open loop gain of the operational amplifier is the gain of the operational amplifier when no overall feedback is used in the circuit. So as shown in the diagram, you will easily observe that there is no resistance or capacitance present between the output terminal and input terminal of the operational amplifier, and therefore this circuit is to be called as an open loop circuit. Ideally, this gain of the operational amplifier is infinite, but practically you will observe that this gain of the operational amplifier cannot be infinite, but it is very high, and it is in the range of 10 to the power 5. So when you have a very high open loop gain for the operational amplifier, then that will allow a wide range of feedback levels so that the desired performance of the operational amplifier can be achieved. In practice, whenever we make the use of operational amplifier, then always we need a closed loop circuit. That is, we always use some kind of feedback between input and output. And when the open loop gain is very high, then we can adjust the feedback as per the requirement so that we can get the desired performance of the operational amplifier. Open loop gain you will find that the open loop gain will fall rapidly with the increase in the input signal frequency, and therefore it will put certain limitations on the bandwidth of the operational amplifier. Now we will go for understanding what we mean by the input resistance of the operational amplifier. This is the equivalent circuit of the operational amplifier, where you will find that there are two input terminals, non-inverting input and inverting input, and there is some resistance present between these two input terminals, and this resistance is being called as the input resistance of the operational amplifier. So input impedance or resistance that is present between the input terminals of the operational amplifier is called as the input resistance. Input resistance of the operational amplifier is also defined as the ratio of input voltage to input current. Ideally, this resistance is infinite. That is, ideally, these two input terminals must be open so that the resistance will be infinite. But practically, we cannot have any value as infinite, and you will find that the resistance, the input resistance of the operational amplifier is very high, and it is in mega ohms, where 1 mega will stand for 10 to the power 6. So when the input resistance is very high, it means that the operational amplifier will require a small amount of current from the source. That is, whenever you connect this operational amplifier to the source, then it will draw a very small amount of current because of high input resistance. Now we will go for the discussion of another parameter, and that is being called as the output resistance. Output resistance, as shown in this diagram, you will easily observe that this is the series resistance that is being present in the output terminal of the operational amplifier. Output resistance or output impedance is the resistance that is present between the output terminal of the operational amplifier. It is also defined as the series resistance that is present in the output terminal of the operational amplifier. Ideally, this resistance should be equal to 0, but practically we cannot have any value equal to 0, and therefore you will find that you will get some small resistance between the output terminals of the operational amplifier, and this resistance is very small and it is only few ohms. When we have a very low output resistance, it means that the output will remain stable even if the larger amount of current is drawn from the external load. So whenever you connect some external load to the operational amplifier, and if that circuit draws some current, then even then the output of the operational amplifier will be stable. and it will not decrease or it will not get reduced. Now we will go for discussion of another ideal parameter, and that is being called as a bandwidth. Ideally, the bandwidth of the operational amplifier must be infinite. The bandwidth of the operational amplifier is defined as the frequency range over which the voltage gain of the operational amplifier is above 70.7% of its maximum value. So whatever is the maximum value of the gain of the operational amplifier, then when you obtain a 70.7% value, and when you draw a perpendicular on this curve, then you will get a range of the frequency, and this range of the frequency is being called as the bandwidth of the operational amplifier. Ideally, the bandwidth of the operational amplifier is infinite. It means that ideally operational amplifier can amplify any frequency signal from 0 Hz or from DC voltages to infinite Hz. So when the bandwidth is infinite, it means that any signal from 0 to infinite Hz can be amplified by the operational amplifier. But practically, you will find that the bandwidth of the operational amplifier is not infinite, and it is several megahertz, that is 10 to the power 6 Hz. As shown in this diagram, you will find that when we plot the voltage gain on the y-axis and the frequency on the x-axis, then the gain of the operational amplifier is almost constant over a wide frequency range. But when the frequency is increased beyond a certain limit, you will observe that the gain will go on falling. And therefore, we can determine the bandwidth. Say for example, in this particular example, suppose the gain of the operational amplifier is 40 decibel. And when we reduce the 3 decibel from it, that is 37 decibel. And when I draw a perpendicular on this curve, then I will get a frequency which is about 1 megahertz. So this can be the bandwidth for this particular example. Now we will go for the discussion of another parameter, and this parameter is being called as the common mode rejection ratio, or CMRR. Ideally, the CMRR of the operational amplifier must be infinite. As shown in this diagram, you will observe that in order to find out the CMRR, we need to determine the common mode gain of the operational amplifier and differential mode gain of the operational amplifier. Common mode gain can be determined when the same signal is applied to both the inputs of the operational amplifier. Suppose the same voltage is applied to the inverting input and to the non-inverting input, and the output is measured, and the ratio of output and input is taken to determine the common mode gain. In differential mode gain, the separate voltage sources are applied to the inverting input and to the non-inverting input, and the difference signal is the VD signal. Again, the output is measured, and the ratio of output to the input VD is determined, and this gain is being called as the differential gain. CMRR of the operational amplifier is defined as the ratio of differential mode gain to common mode gain. So for CMRR, we can write a formula. CMRR is equal to AD divided by ACM, where AD is the differential gain of the operational amplifier and ACM is the common mode gain of the operational amplifier. Ideally, the CMRR must be infinite. That is, this common mode gain of the operational amplifier must be equal to 0. It means that ideally operational amplifier will reject all common mode signals, and common mode gain of the operational amplifier will be equal to 0. But practically it is not possible to have the common mode gain equal to 0. You will find that in common mode connection or in common mode configuration, we will get some small amount of gain for the operational amplifier, and therefore practically we cannot have CMRR equal to infinity. But CMRR of the operational amplifier is very high, and practically it can be up to about 90 decibel. So high value of CMRR can be measured in decibel. So thank you friends for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood this concept of ideal operational amplifier and the various parameters that are associated with this ideal operational amplifier. In our next session, we will see some more characteristics or some more parameters that are associated with the operational amplifier. Thank you for viewing the session. Thank you.